Hi everyone, Karen Cole here from Legal Minded Friends. I was asked to be a guest on the Shaun Attwood YouTube channel to discuss what happens next in the high-profile media case accusing Russell Brand of sexual assault. Let's listen to Russell Brand's response first, then I'll play a couple of clips from my interview with Shaun Attwood.
Hello there, you Awakening Wonders. Now, this isn't the usual type of video we make on this channel where we critique, attack and undermine the news in all its corruption, because in this story, I am the news. I've received two extremely disturbing letters, or a letter and an email, one from a mainstream media TV company, one from a newspaper, listing a litany of extremely egregious and aggressive attacks, as well as some pretty stupid stuff like my community festival should be stopped, that I shouldn't be able to attack mainstream media narratives on this channel. But amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks are some very serious allegations that I absolutely refute.
At the time he recorded his response, it has received over 2 million views thus far, clearly receiving world attention.
These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies, and as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual. I was always transparent about that then, almost too transparent, and I'm being transparent about it now as well. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal that I absolutely deny makes me question, is there another agenda at play?
I have left a link below to the rest of Russell Brand's statements, so check out the link and see what you think. If you've not heard of Shaun Attwood, you're missing out. His YouTube channel is on its way to 800,000 subscribers. His channel offers a variety of playlists interviewing experts, real-life stories from people who have committed or survived crimes. He produces hard-hitting documentaries that will educate the viewer. I am very impressed with his commitment to justice, so check him out. All the links are in the description area below. Shaun has given me permission to share clips from our chat. The questions were rapid fire. I was nervous to say the least. I had never before spoken to a live online audience of thousands of viewers. We covered a lot of information, answering questions in fast succession. So, by repurposing our chat, I can highlight the question and my response and provide you with further legal information that will help you or someone you know. Let's listen to a short clip. You can find the link of the full video I did with Shaun in the description area below. So let's get started. The question that we are answering is, what is the definition of rape and sexual assault?
You know, when I was a kid, if I watched a movie and I heard someone refer to the R person, in my head, I imagined like a guy jumping out in a dark alley and putting a knife to someone's throat and forcing the act from there. But it seems that the definition of the R has changed.
Okay, so the way to think about it, and the CPS, that's the Crown Prosecution Service in the UK, what they've done is, I think it was in 2020 and then 2022, they've hired a lot of lawyers to work for them that are specialized in sexual abuse. I don't know if you even want to say that word, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
So it's sorry, it's not abuse, it's called assault. So if you think of assault as a spectrum, okay, so you've got on the one side, you've got the R, which means penetration, okay, and then there could be violence with that, which would make it a lot worse. And then at the very end, you could have unwanted touching, kissing. There's lots of different ways. There could be text messaging. The Metropolitan Police have a legal definition of rape. And according to them, the legal definition of rape is when a person intentionally penetrates another. And you can pause this page to read the detail. The CPS, that is the Crown Prosecution Service, also provide the same legal definition, and they also remind us that sexual assault is where one person intentionally touches another person without their consent. In the interview with Shaun Attwood, we discuss consent in another question. In the clip I just played for you, I discussed the CPS updated the guidance on having specialist prosecutors who deal with these types of offences. As we can see here, decisions are made by specialist RASO prosecutors, who are some of the most experienced and skilled lawyers in the CPS. A vast amount of training is put in place to make sure they understand rape, myths, and stereotypes, so they are not influenced by them when they make prosecution decisions, which in my view is commitment by the CPS. And this will help victims of sexual assault to feel confident in coming forward. And I've also left a link to the CPS guide for victims, what happens when a case comes to the CPS, as they are committed to securing justice for victims. They use the word victim, you might be wondering why, because they are talking about a crime in general. The word victim means somebody who has had a crime committed against them, or the complainant in a case being considered or prosecuted by the CPS, which is consistent with the terminology used in other documents, like the Victims Code. When they are working on a specific case, they will usually use the words complainant or witness, depending on the context. This is because when the case is coming through the criminal justice system process, it hasn't always been proven that a crime had taken place. The complainant is the legal term for someone who has reported a crime which hasn't yet been proven in court. So next in the interview with Shaun, we look at what happens when there is a report of a crime and measures the CPS take. When the police get a case, they have to investigate every case. The reason why you believe all victims, which is a very good thing, is because when you make a claim, and if you think about it from the civil perspective, when a person makes a claim, if there's no defense, then the court will make a default judgment, because we presume what is being said is true. And so that's the same in criminal cases, except for in criminal cases, after the police make an arrest and they do their investigations, the CPS then looks at the evidence to see how strong it is. And I mean, for example, they can even use a victim's statement without calling them to come to to give oral evidence. Okay, so the courts can make special measures. They can put up a screen. The CPS Victim Guide also provides what happens when the police investigate, when a crime has been reported. On the screen, you will see 12 victim rights, and I will let you know what the police will do after a crime has been reported. The police will investigate, and they will look for all the evidence so that they understand what has happened, and record the victim's description of what happened. The victim is then asked to sign a witness statement. Then the police will interview anyone who might know about what happened. They will also interview someone who is a suspect of committing the crime. And if the victim has named someone, they will be interviewed under caution, which means they don't have to answer police questions, but anything they say can be used as evidence in court. If you are worried about getting arrested, or you don't know what to do if you get arrested, then I've done a video on tips if you are ever arrested. So you can find that in the description area below as well. It's very informative, and I would recommend that you watch it.